Welcome to my ePortfolio. This is Sarah, and I have created this ePortfolio to meet the requirements of my Masters of Educational Technology program through UBC. I decided to use chocolate cake as a metaphor to represent the ePortfolio and my learning, as I find that the chocolate cake is a rich and complex symbol of the journey that I have gone through in the last 3 years. My metaphor really evolved over the last few months. I started with the idea of doing a dinner plate or perhaps a meal, as I love to cook and bake and share treats with my family and friends. And somehow one day I was just sitting there and I said, a cake is rich and delicious. And that's how I feel about what I have learned about educational technology and new theories in this program. I have 3 objectives for my ePortfolio. The first objective is to critically evaluate and reflect on my learning in the MET program. The second objective is to demonstrate the link between theory and practice. And the third objective is to highlight my achievements throughout the program. The navigation is quite straightforward. On the left-hand side of the screen, as in with a traditional website, you'll see links to the different pages that I have created. First, I'm going to take you to the chef page. That's all about me. So what I've listed here is my previous degrees and the interests that I have outside of work and school here. And most importantly, of course, is my inspiration. And that has been my beautiful family, Ryan, Ainsley, and Gavin. And they have been through every step of the journey with me this past 3 years. And I thank them for their love and motivation. And I also want to pay a special tribute to my parents and thank them for their love and support. Then also in this chef section, I have a link to a blog. I've been blogging during the past few months as I created this, as I thought it was a way to organize and group my thoughts. As we leave the chef section, we're going to head over here to the recipe section. I created this recipe section as I wanted a way to go through each course, and I realized that it takes many recipes to create a cookbook, just like it takes many courses to complete a Masters of Educational Technology program. I want to highlight a couple of the courses that I took. The first course was I did this in chronological order. So 512 was my first course. It was a great course to take first because it introduced me to the theories. So I linked this course to every child has a picture of themselves eating their first piece of cake on their first birthday. And the image I have to remember my first MET experience is my CMAP. And later on in my ePortfolio, we'll be able to expand on the CMAP and take a look at it. But it's one of those images that has been imprinted in my life. Next, we're going to head to 530. And this is a special course for me. And I wrote, a cake is for celebration. I certainly had something to celebrate with taking this course, the birth of my son Gavin. So that was a very special course for me. And then we're going to head over here to my favorite course, 565, Selection, Design, and Application. And I wrote, a chocolate ganache is my favorite cake, and this was my favorite course. I found John Egan to be an exciting and engaging instructor, and it certainly led to some incredible learning and some awesome work. So that's my brief overview, but as you can see, I have all 10 courses listed along the top, and please feel free to go through each of them. Thank you. From the recipes, I'd like to take you now to the cake section. This was actually the first section that I wrote. I knew right away once I had my cake metaphor that a cake is based on 5 simple ingredients: flour, sugar, butter, eggs, and milk. And I knew that creating an MET master's program, we also had some core requirements. So I linked each of the key ingredients to each of the core things that we all complete in the master's program. The first is being the CMAP, which we all do. The second is the applications of the personal learning theory. The third thing that we all do is our philosophy of educational technology. Under eggs, we all write different literature reviews. I had many that I had to select from, and this is one of my favorite. I really got engaged in the communities of practice, and I was able to write a useful literature review that benefited my teaching practice within my classroom, which is great. And under milk, this one I couldn't decide what to come up with, and I realized group work was such an integral part of the learning process, so I decided to dedicate the milk section to different group work. And after we have the cake basics, we head to the icing section. And just like in the cake world, in the MET world, the icing on the cake certainly is the artifact that I've selected to put in here. We created many unique and exciting projects, and I really wanted to highlight my multimedia projects here, so I'd like to walk you through them. So our first stop is going to be fudge, and for fudge, I wrote, like fudge, icing Moodle is complex and rich. This is one of the projects I'm most excited about. I completed it in eTech 565, and it's my Foods 9 Moodle, and you're able to access the Foods 9 Moodle by clicking here and simply signing on as a guest. Log in as guest. Next we head to fondant, and I wrote, like fondant, a blog is smooth and easy to work with. Throughout the MET program, I created many blogs. One of the blogs I'm most proud of, again, is for my favorite course, 565, and this was the first time I think that I really used a blog to enrich my learning. We were able to blog about our assignments, so we inserted our assignments, then we blogged about them. And what that did was really allow, I think, for a more flowing discussion without the restrictions of academic writing. So we head to our next kind of icing. Like buttercream, creating a wiki requires following a process for great results. I also in this program learned to create a wiki. I think they're becoming more mainstream in the last 3 years, but one of the ones I'm most proud of is the one I created for eTech 510, and I'll select it here and you can take a peek at it. I think it's a very much professional looking document that really highlights well synchronous and asynchronous communication tools for collaboration. So you're free to visit that on your own, but this is something I created and worked on. And my last artifact here is I wrote, like ganache icing, a media production is very polished. I created this in my last semester in the MET program, and this was for eTech 531, and we created video productions or media productions, and they were interactive and thematic videos that we post on YouTube, and you're able to click here to watch that, so I hope you do. I'm very proud of, I created 2 that you're able to watch. In summary, when we look back at the artifacts, I would definitely say the ones that I have listed here in my icing section are the ones I'm most proud of. I only went with 4. I really wanted to show the projects I was most proud of. It was hard to leave a few behind. In eTech 522, I worked very hard on those projects, but somehow I just really wanted to focus on the key ones. So I really hope you enjoyed it. And last but not least, you're able to take a review of my ePortfolio. So the Wix.com did not allow me to insert a table, so I had to come up with this little scroll bar here, but nonetheless, these were the key criteria I wanted my portfolio to be marked on, whether they met or did not meet expectations. So you can scroll through that. For more printable copy, you can go ahead and select the Word document there. So thank you very much for taking the time to watch my guided tour. Now it would be great if you took the time to review my ePortfolio. Thanks for everything. Bye.